Vasavankas!
Hello, Vangas.
How is everybody doing? Did you miss us? We missed you.
Yeah, did you miss us? Are you feeling okay on the days where you can't listen to this perfect podcast hosted by two best friends turned F1 husbands?
I feel like shit.
We feel like shit, dude.
Absolute dog shit.
We did the live stream with Blake, a.k.a. Break F1, former fucking Red Bull engineer. We had him on the podcast. Do yourself a goddamn favor if you haven't listened to that episode, and go ahead and listen to it. Learn something for once. And Blake, and a.k.a. Break, is a fucking Twitch god and a social media god. Yeah. And he's got a good little fucking resume, so people want to hear from him. And so he does these Twitch streams where he live commentates the race. So we did that with him, which means that Matt did have to actually watch this race as it was happening in real time, which means that he had to get up at 5:30 in the morning?
5:30 in the morning. Yep.
I had to get up. I was out
till 12:30.
Right. I was out till 2-ish, and then I was supposed to get up at 8 for the 9 o'clock race, but I wound up waking up at 6:30 because I was so fucking amped to be fucking live on Twitch because I want to feel like I'm Billie Eilish. I'm fucking Gen Z. Move over Hassan Piker. We're the new socialists on fucking Twitch streaming, okay? We're the socialist podcast of Formula One. And, a bit of a fucking snoozy, doozy, loosey. Fuck that race. That race fucking sucked.
It was a shitty race, but it did hurt me inside. It was just... Right. It made me sad for the human race I'm like, somebody do a fucking wellness check on Charles Leclerc. Is he okay? Is he all right? How is everybody doing in the world of Charles fucking Leclerc?
Yeah, because Charles Leclerc, he's had a rough go of it this year, okay? And there's been a lot of things that have contributed to the rough go. First off, it started off on the high of highs. They came out those first first race.
That's where it's the worst.
That's why it's the worst, because the higher you go, the fucking longer the fall. And he came in fucking so sweet and sexy in Bahrain, and they were looking like the dominant car. He was looking like the dominant driver. Red Bull was having powertrain issues. I mean, the engine was fucking failing, and it looked like this was going to be Charles Leclerc's fucking year. And then...
Yep.
What was the first crack? Was it Imola? Was Imola the first crack? I mean, he lost to Max. He lost to Max at some point.
Bahrain. He looked sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
Then he finished in second in Saudi. He won in Australia, and then Spain was the beginning of the end because he had a power unit issue. He had to retire.
Right.
And then I think he spun. Then he had that. Remember, he had that spin. Where did he spin when he was being greedy and he tried to get the extra points?
So that was in Imola. That was in Imola.
That was Imola.
That was okay. So here's the thing. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of, and that was something that he did wrong. So he fucked up in Imola. Right.
Yes, but he got fourth. Right.
He wound up getting. He got sixth. And he would have only really gotten third, but he got sixth instead.
Right.
And he was pushing to maybe get second, but he got sixth. Then the Miami Grand Prix happens, he gets second, and then the Spanish Grand Prix happens, and that's when things start really turning for him. Because he had the power, his engine died.
The power unit issue,
Power unit issue there, and then it's when and then. Ferrari looked at what was happening. Yeah, and then Ferrari looked at what was happening and said, "You know what?
I see your engine failure, and I raise you a fucking strategic fucking catastrophe at your home race. That's what we're gonna do."
Exactly. So they fuck him sideways in Monaco. He crushes it.
He gets the pole.
He does everything right.
Yeah.
He does everything fucking right. In his home race, the cursed race, he does everything right, and they fuck him. They fuck him hard.
They fuck him at the drive-thru, as as they say
That's right.
in Lethal Weapon. They
and
fuck you at the drive-thru.
And then it's Azerbaijan, where he has a DNF.
Power unit.
Then it's Canada, where he really... What happened in Canada? Why did he get fifth in Canada?
He had a grid penalty. He had a grid penalty.
He had a grid...
He had to get a new energy. He had to get a new engine.
New engine in fuck. So he crawls his way back to fifth. Then the British GP, which he should have fucking won, but they fuck him again on the tires. They leave him out in favor of Carlos Sainz. They fuck my boy Charles Leclerc in the UK, and has this hole now.
They didn't pit him.
Now
he's on tilt.
And now he's like, I gotta. And Max is winning all these fucking races because Red Bull doesn't fuck up the strategy. Red Bull realizes what's wrong with the power unit, fixes it, doesn't seem to keep happening, and they're fucking winning these races. He's cranking them out. Max is being a fucking machine, and Charles Leclerc is seeing
and Max
this.
is chilling.
Max is chilling. Raindrops are falling on my fucking head.
Yeah.
And so then last week he wins. Or 2 weeks, whatever the fuck it was. 2 weeks ago in Austria.
He won Austria.
He fucking wins Austria. And he's looking at looking at this fucking thing, being like, I gotta start putting in wins. I gotta start getting these fucking things going. I gotta make up for this lost time.
He's like a poker player. He's like a poker player who's playing like outside his hand,
right?
Because he's trying to make up the. He's got to win it back,
right? He's getting. He has a 210. He's got a 210 suited, and he's like, let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go all in.
Yeah. And he because he got some bad cards dealt to him, and he lost some hands, which weren't really his fault. And I think he's that mentality, and he also feels like he must feel so alone.
Yes,
like unsupported.
Yes,
underappreciated. I mean, Binotto came out recently and was like, it's too early to say who our number one driver is. That must not feel good.
Right.
That really must not feel good to hear when you've been beating the brakes off your teammates. And all you Sainz simpers, the only reason this is close is because Charles Leclerc has been monumentally fucked. Right. Most of Sainz's DNFs, he had the one engine explosion that was unfortunate for him.
Right.
In Austria.
In Austria 2 weeks ago.
But last week. But most of his DNFs and his problems have been his own fucking making. Have been his fault. Okay,
self-inflicted wounds.
And self-inflicted wounds. So you really can't compare the two. They both had. You can look at the DNFs, but it's just proof that you haven't been watching the races. Or qualifying. So he must be feeling so alone, so underappreciated. There's you're not feeling taken care of.
No, not at all. And if anything, they're fucking preferring and giving advantageous calls to Carlos. They're giving Carlos calls. What happened?
Because Carlos. That's
because he's a slippery motherfucking. He's a slippery.
And he's
fuck.
got a 300 IQ. He has a 300 IQ.
He's
That's
Machiavellian.
What I will give to Carlos Sainz. No, and even with the race strategy, we're going to get into the other fuck ups, but like. They fuck Sainz a 10,000 ways today.
Right.
They fucked him 10,000 ways, and Carlos Sainz was on top of it. They're like, you have a stop and go penalty. He goes, no, I don't.
Right.
It's not a stop and go penalty. It's a 5-second penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why do I know this? And I'm driving. I don't have the computers in front of me. I'm driving a car here.
Right.
And he fucking disagrees with them about the strategy. He Charles Leclerc, for better or worse, listens to them.
Yes. For worse, he listens to them. But anyway, all this goes into the mindset of the man going into this race.
The mindset
and he's feeling
even the race he won. Even the race he won in Austria, his pedal wasn't working.
Exactly.
So and what did he say? Can we cue up what he said last week? Can we get that up?
I was scared. I was really scared.
Yeah.
So that's after a win. That's how he's feeling after a win. He's fucking driving for his life. They fucking cut the brake lines on him, basically in a fucking mafia movie. Okay,
and let's not forget of what happened in his reaction in Monaco, which was
box now, box for hard.
Wait for it. Oh, it's too long. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because they brought him in at the wrong fucking time in Monaco. So he's pent the fuck up, man. He's pent up.
Yeah, he's on tilt. And then, I don't know, was it lap 15? I don't remember what lap it was. 20?
Yeah.
Early, not too, like a third of the way into the race, Red Bull does their classic thing. They're going for the undercut.
Right.
So right, they're going to the pits.
Yep.
And Ferrari's like, okay, what do they say? They say, this is actually amazing. They say, I wrote this down. We were thinking Plan B. Let me know your opinion. And then Charles goes, I wrote sigh. He goes, copy that. Like he's just like he has no confidence.
Right.
Like, whatever. I don't fucking know. This isn't my job. I'm here to fucking be hot and drive fast. You fucking nerds are supposed to be knowing this shit. And so now what he has to do is, because Max Verstappen's pit early, he's got to push.
Yes.
To make up that delta.
Which what they could do,
going long.
Right. And what they could do is pit him immediately and just follow the Red Bull strategy. Just Red Bull does this, we do this. Red Bull pits, we pit immediately. We don't wait. We don't wait a few laps and then pit. It's like they're the fucking ones who know what to do. So let's just follow exactly what they do. We have the better car.
Wouldn't Max get track position at that point?
No, I don't think he would. I think that's the whole point of what you hope for is that in like 2 laps Max can make up the track position. It's like the second Max goes into the pit, they should have been like, push now, and then you go into the pit, so you'll come out, because he's going to come out in traffic anyway. He's probably going to have to deal with bullshit. So you can come out in traffic, but still ahead of Max, which is the only thing that fucking matters. And that's what happened in Monaco. They didn't pit him immediately. They waited 2 laps, and then Perez had the edge, and then he was fucked.
Yeah.
So our boy Charles Leclerc, my close personal friend, who I got lunch with one time, who I know he drinks I know that he drinks Coke Zero, and so I try to drink Coke Zero whenever I see it.
But Diet Coke is okay.
Diet Coke will do. It will do. That is okay. That is fine. That is fine. Our boy Charles Leclerc is going around the Bousset on that fucking long turn, that long winding turn, and he loses the fucking rear, and he beefs it into the wall. His second fuck up of this year. That's ultimately not even his fuck up, because he was, of all the fucking shit that was going on in his mind, and you can tell the range of emotion that he is feeling from the most unbelievably incredible audio that we have maybe ever heard on the radio.
Are you okay?
I cannot get throttle.
Listen to his breathing. Listen to the breath.
Now it's 0%.
No!
It's upsetting.
No!
It's upsetting.
I mean,
it's unsettling. It's upsetting. It's if I usually find the radios amusing, I was not amused by that.
I know. I have a pit in my stomach about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And and it's like we want to make light of it, but it's just like, and we joke around.
He sounds like
Ferrari.
He's unraveling.
That's like the sound of a man who's been broken.
Broken. Yeah.
I mean, how many times we've talked about this before, but it's like, how many times has he been on Twitter talking about how he's in pain? I mean, what did he?
Yeah.
Has he tweeted anything? Because like,
I don't know, but
this thing has slipped out of his fucking hands.
Though, well, he had a lot of help with that, and I also think Binotto, he's got to go. He has to go.
100%.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I make a mistake in my life, I then try to own that mistake. Because then the people who are around me are like, oh, he made a mistake. He's aware of his mistake. So then maybe he won't do it again.
Right.
But they don't do that at Ferrari. They go, actually, we were right the whole time.
Right.
Well, how could you look at a situation like Silverstone and consider yourself correct? You know what that does? That doesn't inspire. Actually, admitting you were wrong inspires confidence.
Yes.
It's like, oh, he admitted he was wrong. He's going to learn from it.
Right.
But they don't fucking do that at Ferrari.
Right.
They're like, no, we weren't wrong. Fake news. You're fucking wrong. We're Ferrari. We're the best because we're the best. They have this circular logic that, like, we're Ferrari. We're the best because we're Ferrari. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, Toto, this whole beginning of the year, Toto's been like, this car is terrible, Lewis. This is terrible. Like, you know.
Even when it's not that bad.
Even when it's not that bad, he takes it on. He takes it on himself. And that's what a good leader does.
Yes.
A good leader admits.
The buck stops with me.
That's right.
Yes.
And Mattia Binotto. That's right.
He's like, we didn't do anything wrong. How couldn't you not do anything wrong? If it's nobody's, like when you say it's nobody's fault, then it creates a really toxic environment.
Right. Well, what ultimately is happening? What's ultimately happening is that Ferrari is gaslighting the world, and they're gaslighting Charles Leclerc. Yeah. Because they're saying the car was great. Ferrari is gaslighting Charles Leclerc. They're gaslighting everyone. Even in the fucking interview today. But was like, the car, I'm like, what's an Italian accent? Oh my God, my brain is fucking broken. I can't even do it. Darling, yes. The car was, it was good. The car was good.
It's Davide.
And the car was, the Davide. The car was good. And, it's a lot of positives today. It was like his whole vibe. Was a lot of positives today. Yeah. Not that your driver is psychologically broken because you wagged your fucking finger in front of him when you fucked him 3 weeks ago and then pretended like everything was hunky fucking dory. And
you put him in such a hole. You put him in a hole, and now he's trying to overcompensate to dig himself out of it. And I gotta say, like, I think Charles Leclerc is a great driver, but I don't know if he's cut out for this level of pressure. I don't know if anybody's cut out for this level of pressure. Because we have seen in earlier seasons, he is mistake prone.
Right.
There's certain drivers that are really great that are mistake prone. I would say that he is one of them.
Yes.
He makes mistakes.
He does.
I think he does. He crashes. He had a few incidents last year. And he's already had an incident this year, including, he's had a spin. But he's ordinarily a great driver, and I think when you put this a little bit too much pressure on him, I think it gets to him.
Right. And when you're unwilling to take the pressure on yourself, like what that does when
the pressure off of him.
You take the pressure off of him. And when Toto takes all of the blame, and Christian will do that too, and even Gunter will do that. Gunter takes a lot of fucking hits for the rest of his people. He'll stand in front of the firing squad and take some hits because the car was bad. It's my responsibility. Sometimes he'll, say that and then do another thing. But for the most part, they're comfortable doing that. And Ferrari is not comfortable doing that because they're so fucking bowing at the fucking altar of the red fucking car. If you're a Ferrari fan, like, what is your life? What's your life?
Damage? What's your
damage?
Yeah, what's your damage?
Because they're not even an
Christian Horner last year.
Yeah, they're not even an underdog.
Christian,
like I root for underdog teams. Yeah. I root for the underdog teams. Like, part of why I think I've chosen Lando as my guy is because he's like within striking distance, but he's still like got some room to go. He's got some room to go. Yeah. And the whole ethos of a Ferrari fan is one of like I'm a fan of the greatest like motorsport team to ever exist. So you don't even really have they are technically an underdog on a small scale, but on a large scale, they're the fucking establishment. They are the top dog in terms of like the fan base, the whole fucking thing, and that's how they see themselves. But the reality is they fucking suck. They drop the ball every single time, but Ferrari fans still have an ethos of like we're better than everyone. So it's this weird, like, I can't even, like, support them by feeling like you guys are underdog fans because you're fucking not. That's how I feel.
They're like they're the Death Star, but they're run by idiots. They have this Death Star, and they're incompetent. And the thing about, I think maybe part of the problem is that they're like a really serious car company, and they never want to admit.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like they're a fascist government where they're like, I'm in 1984 with them.
Right.
They're like, no, everything's good.
Right.
Or North Korea.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
In the interview with James Franco where they picked the one fat kid.
Right.
And they're like, look, we have a fat kid. Everything's going great.
Right. Our grocery stores are
like
full. Look at our grocery stores. Everything's amazing.
Yeah, everything's great. And it's like, it's clearly not great.
Right.
We're being gaslit on such a insane level. and what's funny is like when last year Christian was like, our car is a piece of shit. Right. Max is like the miracle worker. Like there's the woman who got Helen Keller to talk, and then there's Max Verstappen. They're basically tied with what they're doing with their car, which is ridiculous.
Right.
Like they have the best aero guy that's ever like done it in Adrian Newey. And they have a very good power unit.
Yes.
But he's like, oh, it's a shit box. It's a total shit box. I can't believe what Max is like. Max, what a guy Max is. And it's like he's like so okay with just shit bagging his own team. Now, that might partially be that they're not a car manufacturer.
Right.
So they don't care they don't give a fuck. Like they'll just be like, yeah, our car fucking blows. Dick.
Right. But
like,
it's like Mercedes is a big car company, dude. Mercedes is fucking huge. They're probably more profitable in the fucking grand scheme of things. A lot more people have Mercedes than have Ferraris. Yeah, and that's not like Mercedes are fucking cheap. They're expensive. But a lot more people have fucking Mercedes than Ferraris. Yeah. And Toto Wolff is completely fine saying that the car fucking sucks. Almost too much.
Even when George Russell gets a podium.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Binotto's got to go. Binotto's not built for leadership in this way. We were saying this before.
He's not a leader.
He
built a good car.
He's a nerd. He's a guy who knows. He's too honestly technically savvy to make like quick decisions. Because when you know when you know too much about the thing, it impedes your ability to see what's just like right and plain and right in front of you. And I think like
there's a rot there. I think there's a rot there though, and I think he's actually been in senior positions since like for a very long time. He's been the head of the tech, and the car hasn't always been great. And one year they fucking cheated. The one year they were really good.
Right.
So like,
right.
And now that he's been team principal for 3 years, he's shown no. There's a great line with Otmar Safnauer said, right? Where Otmar has always done good. He's a designer. He's a tech guy, right? And when Christian Horner was saying something about some technical regulation, Otmar was like, I think it was on the most recent Drives to Survive. He said, "Christian's never drawn a part. Like, what the fuck does he know?" And I think what we've learned from guys like Christian and Toto, you don't need to know anything about parts. You need to know how to manage people and egos and hiring the right people and knowing what you don't fucking know.
Yes.
Because Christian's like, you know what I don't know about? Fucking designing cars. You know who does? Fucking Adrian Newey. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just hire the right people.
Right.
Because that they remove themselves from they remove ego from the equation. Toto is a finance guy. He has some race car driving experience. He can speak the language. He gets it. But he wasn't a great driver, and he's not a technical guy. He's a business guy, and he understands management and managing people.
Yeah.
Like, so the fact that, like, Binotto is some fucking – he looks like an evil scientist. He's got the best look on in the paddock. Like, if you said, like, who is the best team principal? You said pick the best team principal. I would say it's probably Binotto.
Yeah.
He looks like Dexter's laboratory. Like – It's
Right.
the smartest boy you've ever seen. And Dee blows his experiments to smithereens. As if anyone remembers that cartoon. So, like, he does have an amazing look, and I would hate to see him go. You know what? I just think they need to kick him upstairs, or kick him.
He needs to be in the
they need to
factory
put him
making
in-
the cars. He needs to be in the factory making the cars,
Yes.
not on the fucking front lines making decisions. That's
Got no
just not
bedside
where,
manner. If he was a doctor, he'd be a fucking radiologist. Just fucking do the report, read the fucking scans. Do you see a
right.
tumor? Yes or no? That's
Right.
what he needs to fucking be. I do not like Binotto. I do not like that man, Binotto.
Yeah.
I do not like him
I do not like him, Sam. I am.
even nearly as much as Toto. And I it's just enough already. Why does he
Right.
have such a long leash? Fucking fire his ass. Fucking fire everybody.
Right.
That there's a rot. There was something rotten in the state of Maranello.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking it's like when you think about the grand scheme of Ferrari, and they haven't had their greatness since Schumacher left. They had their one season. Kimmy
They won with Kimmy's year.
They won with Kimmy,
Was
but
a
he won by the
fluke.
skin of a fluke win. He didn't really deserve that win. That was really
Well, because
McLaren's.
McLaren were just imploding.
It was McLaren's year.
Right.
And you know, Lewis had a few fucking like engine failures that year, but it really would have been his fucking championship or Alonso. And when you think about it, like the changing of the guard that ultimately led to Spygate, which was when basically fucking Ferrari kicked out all the Brits. The Brits left, and they were like, we're only
Yes.
hiring fucking Italians. They have not been great since then. And they were
Yes.
great when they had a fucking bunch of Brits on. I'm not saying that Brits are the fucking answer. Not that British people are fucking some genius, whatever, but it was like they were, at that time, seemingly hiring the best people available.
Like, who are the
And
best
now,
guys? Who are the best
Who are the
guys?
best people? Anger. Who are the best people available to us? And that's who they fucking chose. But instead, they're promoting and rising through the ranks company man Mattia Binotto, who is ultimately not fit for the fucking job. And the result of all those decisions, is this.
No!
And this.
Now I will say,
and fucking and this. I mean, the pain.
we haven't even gotten into the signs of it all, but of his race, they basically fucked him colossally too. But
That's right. They
I mean-
fucking fucked him too.
And here's the thing. Here's the crazy part about it. If they really are the Yankees,
Yeah.
if they really are the Dallas Cowboys, if they really are like Chelsea,
Lakers.
That level, the Lakers, if they're that level,
Yeah.
if Binotto was the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, if he was the head coach of the New York Yankees, and this was happening, he'd be fired fucking a year ago
Right.
already.
Right.
They'd fire him right now.
Right. The Dallas Cowboys honestly are the most applicable fit for all those teams because all those other teams have actually been like good and won championships through like consistently. The Yankees are probably going to win the championship this year.
That's only because the Lakers. That's
But
'cause the
whatever,
Lakers-
who gives a
That's
fuck?
'cause
They
LeBron
bought
had to
the
go to
team.
LA
Who
and make
cares?
movies.
Who cares? Whatever. They fucking win. At least they win. So yeah, they won with fucking they won with LeBron a couple years ago. They won 2 with Kobe before that, 3 more with fucking Kobe before that, or however many fucking Kobe won. And but the Dallas Cowboys won the 3, in the early 90s with Theismann and with
No, Aikman.
Aikman, sorry, with Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. But they've been flirting for years, but they just kind of can't seem to get it done. And if anything, remember Brad Garrett. Now, if you're not a football fan, whatever, but just know that the Dallas Cowboys, who are like America's team in football, they won in the fucking 90s. They had a dynasty, and it was like that solidified them as like this is the fucking team. They're like the embodiment of like American football, the Dallas Cowboys. But in recent years, they stayed loyal to Tony Romo for like a long fucking time, and they stayed loyal to Brad Garrett for a long fucking time.
Way too long.
for way too long because Jerry, whatever the fuck, has like a soft spot for him on some level. There's this like weird soft spot for Binotto, but got to get him out of that position. We love him, but not there. That's not where he's meant to be.
Yeah.
All right, that's 30 fucking minutes on the absolute train wreck that was the Ferrari thing today. And we're not even getting to fucking Sainz, but it's also important. It's like this could be a whole Ferrari. It's like this could be a whole Ferrari episode because what happened today was that the championship was lost. Today sealed the fucking deal. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. It's done. Max Verstappen he's too far ahead, and he's Max fucking Verstappen. And I don't see Red Bull dropping the ball like they're going to need to anytime soon for this to happen.
Julian Palmer was like, well, after this Austrian win, he only has to get a couple of points off him every time. Like, they have a really strong car. It's not over. It's not over. And I go, you mean to tell me there isn't going to be one of these cluster? They have 11 races to fucking have another disaster. You mean to tell me that they're going to have a clean sheet for the next 11 races?
Right.
That Charles Leclerc is either going to come in first, second, or third and have no problems and have to take no engine penalties and have no fucking what? It's lunacy. I was like, this is crazy. Right. It's over. Yeah. And they did it on the first race in the back leg. The first one.
Right.
They couldn't even go one race in the second and in the back 9. Yeah. Shanked. Fucking hole 10. Right after the stop at the fucking bar. They fucking shanked it in the back 9. And it's they can't even get their pit stops right. They had 2 slow pit stops for Sainz. Yeah. They did the unsafe fucking release. Yes. They had no idea what the penalty was. They were indecisive about when to pit him. Sainz wanted to stay long. They told him no, come in. Then he gets into a fucking death battle with who was it?
Perez. With Perez.
Perez. He passes Perez. Sainz, who I constantly fucking slate and say is not that great. He had on dead tires, he fucking overtakes Perez, and while he has the dead tires, they're not even looking. Are they not watching the race? They're like, okay, come in and pit. And he's like, no, what are you fucking? I'm in the middle of this thing.
I'm doing one of the best overtakes of this year. And you're telling me to fucking pit as I'm doing it? They literally told him to pit as he was passing Perez. As it was happening.
They're screaming in his backswing. They're talking in his fucking backswing.
Yeah.
You know those TikToks where the guy is like just comes up with those crazy insults right when the person's about to swing and they
yeah.
That's what they were doing to their own fucking driver who's in the middle of a fucking with millimeters to spare at 200 miles an hour going this.
Keep going. Keep
and then he wanted to stay out. They wanted to pull him in, and they decide to pit him in like no man's land. Like neither here nor there. And then he serves his 5-second penalty, which they thought was a stop and go penalty. And it's like fucking 9 and then when he serves his 5-second penalty, they tack on a 4-second pit stop. Just an extra fuck you to their own goddamn driver. Oh, my God. I'm sure there's other things that I'm missing. The unsafe release, we covered that. But you know what really you know what's hilarious? Yeah. What's hilarious is they were on good strategy. Yeah. They had this they were doing what happened was they had like a plan clearly. But then Leclerc obviously fucked up that plan, and then they were kind of scrambling, like, okay, what do we do? Because once Leclerc, they were like vultures when Leclerc crashed. You see like 20 fucking guys in the pit lane. There's 20 fucking guys in the pit lane, like a bunch of vultures. So that was the first VSC, which was Ferrari caused.
Right.
And then what we're forgetting is Zhou's engine blows up, which is a Ferrari engine.
Right.
So that's the second VSC. Yep. That's the second VSC. So like this fucked their whole the Ferraris fucking poopy fingerprints, like fingerprints that are covered in shit, are all over this goddamn race.
Yeah.
Because if Zhou's engine hadn't have blown up, they would have, that would have negated some cheap pit stops. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're not even remembering that fucking engine failure. And
Right.
so yeah, it's just a Ferrari fucking shit show. I hate Ferrari so goddamn much. And it's tough because I really like Charles Leclerc.
Right.
So it's like physically
And I like,
painful,
you know what?
'cause
I
when
like
Ferrari
Carlos
fail-
Sainz. I like Sainz. I know we kind of, he hasn't been, but he's fucking solid, man. I mean, like, he's not at
He's a
Charles'
good
level
driver.
in terms of pace, but I fucking
a
like
good
him.
driver.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
I like Binotto. But it's you know what? You know what it is? Be ruthless to systems, be kind to people. And I'm kind to the individuals, but the system of Ferrari is fucking broken, dude. It is broken. And the part that's
fails,
annoying, and the part that's so annoying about Ferrari is that the system is broken, but they're standing there insisting that it's not, and insisting that what they have is a perfectly well-oiled machine. Meanwhile, an actually well-oiled machine like a Red Bull or like a Mercedes is standing there saying, we fucking sucked today a lot.
Yeah.
So it's
But it's hard because every time they fail, I want to come, but I'm also sad.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like having really good sex with like an ex is bad for you or something. You're
Right.
just like, felt good, but this is bad. This is not good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Crazy.
Fuck them so hard. I hate them so much. This hasn't been a fun podcast. This has really just been like an intervention that nobody's
Yeah.
listening to.
All right. Well,
They're not
let's
listening.
get to some other. What are the other things that actually fucking mattered that kind of happened?
Well, obviously, fuck Esteban Ocon. He got outqualified by Alonso again. He
Right.
only ended up in P10 to start because of some engine penalties that Magnussen had to take. Oh, big shout out to Magnussen.
Oh
Can
yeah,
we give
we
a
gotta
big
talk
shout
about
out to Magnussen, even though he had a bad race.
K-Mag.
Yeah. Yes.
K-Mag.
So Mick Schumacher.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Wait,
Yeah.
first I gotta say
Let's
something
talk about Mick Schumacher. Let's talk about this.
Mick Schumacher got some points, right? He got
Right.
some points a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
I don't know. Did you hear?
Everyone's
Did you hear, Matt? That Mick
deep-throating
Schumacher
him.
got some fucking. Did you hear? I don't know if you heard, but Mick Schumacher got some points, and he's here. There's a new era in town, which is that Mick Schumacher is fucking here to play.
Sheriff. Yeah.
He has two
Oh, yeah,
good
he's
races.
getting elbows out. He has two races where he doesn't completely fucking shit the bed because the Haas is a good car.
Right.
It's a good car.
Yeah.
And he gets fucking points. And yeah, there's a new sheriff in town. Oh my God, Mick Schumacher. Everybody on Twitter is freaking out and like gushing because the puppy used the wee pad for the first goddamn time and didn't shit in the middle of the goddamn carpet. Why are the bars so low for these rich, nepotistic industry fucking babies? I'm losing my goddamn mind. I'm going fucking crazy. Brian. Yeah, so he finally, he doesn't shit in the middle of the fucking off-white rug, and we're supposed to like deep throat this guy.
I fell for it. I fell for it. I was doing it.
we
I
all
was
fell
like,
for it.
Let's go. Mick's
yeah.
getting his elbows out, man. Mick's, come on, Mick. He's going to fucking do the thing.
Making moves on Verstappen with fucking half a car. But
Yeah.
But then K-Mag is like, you guys forgot about fucking Dre.
Yeah.
Because he had an engine penalty. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to
Yeah.
put this bitch in Q3 while
Yeah.
Mick Schumacher gets knocked out in Q1.
Right.
I'm like, and then he fucking spun in the race. Mick Schumacher spun in the race, and they said, "Oh, it's Kevin Magnussen." The Chiron said Kevin Magnussen. I said, "Say it ain't fucking so. This isn't happening. This isn't happening to me." And they go, and Brundle was like, "My mistake. It was actually Mick Schumacher." I go, "There you fucking go.
That's
there
absolutely
you go.
fucking
and
right,
Of course, K-Mag K-Mag had a monster start in the race. Absolute
Right.
monster start. He picked up 7 places like a fucking god. But his, he is mistake prone. He did get into, I don't know whose fault was that? He had an incident. Oh, it was Latifi. It was
Right.
fucking Latifi, of course. Another nepotism, fucking rich boy, fucking hire. It's all these fucks that are fucking, So, fucking K-Mag, I got to picked up 7 places, put that bitch in Q3, even though it didn't do shit for him. He had to start at the back of the grid. But that didn't stop him. Even that didn't fucking stop him. He picked up 7 places. They pitted him really early. But that Ferrari,
Yeah.
they were going to do like an aggressive 2-stop strategy. So they
Right.
pit him like 10, which was going to maybe pan out for them.
Yeah.
But then they had the safety car. So,
Right.
I mean, K-Mag was going to have a really great race. He had really bad luck, and unfortunately, Latifi fucking exists. And so, yeah, shout out to the fucking god K-Mag.
Yeah.
Tough break with that Latifi crash. He was set to have a really good weekend, and just dick slap Mick Schumacher.
Yeah.
It's
K-Mag's
crazy.
a legend.
It's crazy.
K-Mag's a legend. Yeah.
Gotta also shout out. I gotta say, Lance Stroll had a good race. I'm not
He
gonna
did.
just slate all. He'd have a good race.
That's right.
I was about to come in my pants at the end there. He picked up 5 places on the start. I was about to come in my pants at the end where Vettel. To me, I said this on the live stream, when Vettel was trying to pass Lance Stroll at the end of the
Yeah.
race, I'm like, oh, he's retired. He's retiring.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I am going to try to pass my boss's son for the 1 point. And
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if we both crash. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck Lance Stroll. Fuck Aston Martin. I'm out of here in like 3 months. To me, I saw that. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Vettel, that is Vettel announcing his retirement. I was so wet for that. And then he almost rear-ended him in the fucking last straight. If that had happened, I would have just.
I know.
I would have been a miss. I would have been a pool of cum. That's it. That's all I would have been. That's all that would have been left. That was like the best moment of my life. My
Yeah.
God. So yeah, shout out to Stroll and Vettel having an epic fucking inter-team battle. And hey, Vettel, happy travels, because that was definitely you announcing your retirement.
Yeah, I mean,
You know who else I want to say fuck?
yeah. Who else do we want to say fuck?
We have fuck George Russell. We gotta say fuck George
Right.
Russell.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got
Because
to talk about George Russell.
I hate George Russell.
George Russell.
George Russell is a menace to society, and he does it in this fucking Allison Williams like I'm going to tell you in like debate style
Right,
why I'm
right.
right. I wrote a pros and cons list of why I'm like, he's captain of the debate team, but he's actually a menace to society. He tried to go up that little was it that little chicane?
Yeah, the chicane.
He tried to overtake him on the outside on
No,
the
the inside,
tightest
in the
little butthole of the part of the track.
Yeah, on the inside.
And
He dive bombed.
He tried to go on the outside.
I'm talking about when he dived.
Whatever.
I mean, he tried to do a bunch of shit.
Dive bombed.
The main one
Yeah.
was when he dive bombed fucking Perez, and had no
That's
right to
what
that
I
fucking
do
corner.
in the video game.
Yeah.
I do that in the video game where I go, okay, I'm gonna not brake, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna ricochet off this guy, and then I'm gonna make the fucking corner, and I'll get like a warning, and I'll
That's right.
laugh, and
Yeah.
then I'll just keep fucking driving. That's exactly what he did. And then he already hit Perez last week.
Right. And then he immediately
He
is
hit
on.
Perez 2 weeks
He's immediately on the radio being like,
He turned into me.
Look at the rule books. Look at the rule books, young man. Look at the rule books. That's not allowed.
He's like Sacha Baron Cohen. He's got the book in his fucking car, and he's like fucking section 3. He's such a fucking nerd.
You know,
He's the
someone.
type of-
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do a little riff. Let's do a riff on what type of guy he is. Because everyone's talking about George Russell's the type of guy who, and it's doing something overly nice. George Russell's the type of guy who tips an additional tip when tips included. George Russell's the kind of guy who, wakes up with your morning coffee and your morning newspaper and gives you a foot rub. George Russell's also the type of guy that fucking bum rushes Sergio Perez and then calls out the rule book and wants him to get fucking penalized off of a bullshit technicality when he's the person in the fucking wrong. We talked about how he was a Slytherin.
Brian, is George Russell a Karen? Is George Russell a fucking Karen?
Well, what's interesting about that is that it's a Karen move, but he's trying everything in his power not to be a Karen when he's paired up with Lewis Hamilton. He's trying everything in his power to be like Lewis's number one fan, woke boy central. But he at the end of the day, like Lando, he's a spoiled little prince.
He's like, the audacity. Yes, the audacity. He turned in on me.
Right.
Did he not know that I was taking that position? I mean,
yes.
What more did he want for Perez? Literally drove off. He ran him off the road. he drove off the track. Perez was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna crash. I better leave the track."
Yeah.
And drive over that horrible Tech Pro, whatever the fuck that shit is, that's gonna ruin my goddamn tires. He drove him off. He had the audacity to drive Perez off the road and be like, he turned into me.
Right.
You mean you were there, you weren't there, and then you were. And then he drove off the fucking road, and then he's litigating his point as he's driving, and his engineers are saying, no, dude, you weren't ahead of him, you came up right next to him. You're wrong, dude. And he's still litigating, and you know you're a fucking asshole when Toto Wolff has to get on the intercom and be like, "Listen, George, you can just stop, put your head down. You can hunt him down. You can hunt him down. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop bitching. You can hunt him down."
We talked about how
Well,
we talked about how he was a Slytherin.
I hate George Russell.
A few months ago, we were like, George Russell, he thinks that he's a Gryffindor, but the reality is that he's a Slytherin. And I think some people had to push back on that. But I got multiple DMs today being like, you know what? I get it. I saw the Slytherin today.
Yeah.
George Russell was in prime Slytherin mode on that racetrack today. And honestly, his little pass
in prime,
on Perez,
entitled, rich little asshole.
his pass on Perez was I'm not giving him too many credits for that. The fact that he was, because honestly, during that fucking
you mean over after the VSC, after the
VSC, and during the VSC, I feel like he was kind of fucking around a little bit during the VSC, and then just like there's the green light or the green flag, and Perez kind of is late on it.
I read about what happened.
What happened?
No, Perez. So what happened is basically he got a message that the safety car was ending.
Yes.
And usually when you get a warning, it's like it's something like 15 seconds.
Right.
But after that warning, there was a minute after he was warned. So it fucked up his timing. So I have this ready. Perez says, I got the message it was going to end out of turn 9. So I went for it, and then it didn't end. Then I got the message saying it was going to end through turn 12, and I was just too close to it, so we had to hit the brakes, right?
Right.
It seems like George had different information, and he was able to prepare better for it. The restart, meaning it. I mean, it's a shame the virtual safety car interfered with the result. To be honest, it shouldn't be the case, but today it was the case. So he sort of like got faulty information and like sped up at the wrong part of the track.
Right.
And then had to hit the brakes. So that gave George Russell the opportunity to catch up.
So right. So this whole
Perez is.
Yeah, Perez got bad information, and then people, everyone's like, "Oh, what a crafty move by Russell." I'm like, let's not. He's good. He's very good.
But he is mistake prone. He does have a bit of Leclerc in him. There's a little bit of carbon fiber. There's some carbon fiber crumbs that sort of follow him everywhere. Okay, there was Silverstone. He's had 3 incidents in a row.
Yeah.
And he's always like, nothing I could do there. And he's such an angry. You know what's amazing is when he's such an angry Karen in the fucking car. He goes, he turned into me. My God, that man should be arrested.
Right.
He's a menace to society. And then afterwards, he's like all beaming. Like, what a great team result today. I was like, dude, we just heard you. Shut the fuck up, you fraud. You're such a fraud. It's like, oh, all's well that ends well, smug prick. You know, I took a nap after the race, and I had a dream that George Russell was like, you know what I really love to do? I love the Red Flags podcast. And I woke up being like, oh no! We have to change sides. And then I realized it was just a dream, and I was like, no, I'm going in on George Russell today. I'm going in. Charles Leclerc got Brian Lynch, so we're good.
That's right. All right, so let's do our awards. Let's go through our awards. All right, hottest moment of the day.
Hottest moment of the day. I mean, I was very not aroused today. I was very angry today.
Right.
Did you find anything arousing today?
I found K-Mag's start to be arousing. I found Sainz's pass while Ferrari was telling him to fucking fuck off arousing.
Yes.
I found Vettel pushing Stroll at the end. Those are all, to me, some nominees for hottest moment of the day.
Okay. I'll give it to Sainz.
Yeah. Sure.
Sainz, he came from the back. He overcame a lot of adversity from his own team. I would say, I will say that we slayed a Ferrari a lot, but if it wasn't for Ferrari, this race might have sucked. So,
right.
If it wasn't for some Ferrari on Ferrari crime, this might have been a terrible race. So,
right.
Thanks a lot, Ferrari, for giving us some drama. All
right.
Do you want to do red flag of the day?
Yeah, we'll do red flag of the day. We got daddy of the day too.
I know what my red flag of the day is.
Want to save our daddy of the day?
Okay. Sure.
All right. Red flag of the day. You know that this is
bitches.
Wait, hold on, bitches. You know that this is a sponsored segment, okay? Sponsored segment sponsored by Flags for Good. Flags for Good is a woke fucking flag company. They make flags they believe in, left-leaning flags. To the one NASCAR fan that told us that was like, I love you guys. And he was like, wait, you guys are liberal fucking pussies. Fucking hate you. I'm going to start my own podcast. Well, guess what, bitch? Good luck to ya. Good luck to you, sir. Have fun with your fucking podcast. You could be woke and an asshole at the same time. That's how Matt and I like to do it. Suck a dick. Buy a fucking flag at flagsforgood.com with the code Red Flags at checkout. You get 10% off your first order. So, Matt, what was your red flag of the day?
Yeah, we went on to we blew our load on Ferrari. We're not. My red flag of the day is, I pointed this out, is the amount of screen time Kelly Piquet gets post race.
Yeah.
It's like oh, it's Helmut Marko, it's Christian Horner, and then it's Kelly Piquet. I'm like, you didn't do anything. You didn't design one millionth of this car. You know what it's like, you didn't build the car. You're the girlfriend. You're the partner. And your dad's a racist. And it's like,
yeah.
Is this the message we're sending to young women? You could be the guy's girlfriend?
Right.
And I get that she's glamorous looking and the sport is glamorous, but you know what I saw in FP1?
Yeah.
Because that's when they showed them. There are a lot of, strong, impressive looking women in those garages fucking putting the wheels on those cars. There's a lot of mechanics. There are a lot of women that do a lot more for the team.
On the strategy team. They're on the pit wall.
Drivers on the strategy team.
Right.
Yes. So, I mean, it's fucking enough with the Kelly Piquet. You didn't fucking do anything.
Dude, she designs Max's mentality, bro. She designs Max's mentality, dude.
It's like, yes, I guess that she's his better half. But is she his better half when her whole family is like fucking suspect? Is she his better half? Are we sure? Are we sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, but behind every great man is, whatever. But come on.
Right. Yeah, if we want to be
So,
showing women and women involved in Formula One, there's literally a female strategist at Red Bull who's on the fucking pit wall.
Yeah.
There's
Obviously killing the game.
It was obviously killing the game because the Red Bull strategy is top fucking notch. But I don't know who the fuck she is.
Kelly
Guess
Piquet
what?
and her,
Guess
like,
what? I don't
little-
know who the fuck she is because they keep showing Kelly Piquet after the races and not her.
With their
Not that we have to
fucking
pit
sundress
women
and
against
her-
each
her
other.
cool-
Not that we have to. It's bad to pit women against each other. It's bad to do that. So let's not do that. But let's say that you can show
when
Kelly
I said
Piquet
this on the chat,
and
someone was
other
like, "Matt is
people.
No. You get one shot of the fucking wag. That's it.
That's right, baby.
Why does she need more? Why does she need more shots of her?
And then what would husbands and boyfriends? So that would be Habs. The Habs. Guess what? When there's a female driver, guess what? When there's a fucking female driver, if she has a husband, or if there's a gay driver in Formula One and he has a husband, I don't want to see that fucking dude.
want to see I don't want to see that fucking dude either.
I don't want to see him.
I don't want to see that fucking dude either. Okay.
That's right. Especially on a race like this, it's like if it's at the end of the fucking thing and it's the story is Max, but the story today wasn't Max. The story today is Red Bull. Anyway, okay, my red flag of the day. Oh god, I mean we did 30 minutes of a red flag of the day today, but let's see, what would my other red flag of the day be? My other red flag of the day would be
Pierre Gasly. What's going on with
Pierre
him?
Gasly. That's
What
fucking
is
true.
going on with him?
What's going on with that boy?
He's muffing this. I mean, Tsunoda, I feel bad for Tsunoda but Tsunoda outperformed him this weekend. He outqualified him. He made it to Q3.
Gasly didn't get out of Q1, dude. He didn't get out of Q1.
He didn't get out of Q1, and he's been crashing a lot. I mean,
He's been shitting the bed.
He went from being a hot property
Yeah.
to being like, oh my god, like what's AlphaTauri going to do? Like, this is so awkward because he's such a good driver. To being like, is he fucked?
Right.
Is it over for him? Like, when his contract is up at AlphaTauri, like, who the fuck is going to want him if he keeps this up?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, he's got one more year there, so maybe, like, next year he'll, like, focus in and get it going. But it's like, this is a definite knock on the thing when you're like, I don't know, maybe he's not motivated. But this week he should have been in his home Grand Prix. It's his fucking home race. He should have been on his fucking game,
And
but he
you know
doesn't
what
get
I will
out of
also say about
Q1.
Gasly? You know what I also say about Gasly? This is another thing I'll say about Gasly that I don't like about him. And I was a huge Gasly fan coming in when I started this. But I noticed about him? He has a little bit of Ferrari in him where he does not really take responsibility for shit.
Yeah.
It's never his fault. He's
Right.
like, he always blames somebody else. I would say Charles Leclerc is like beats himself up too much.
Right.
I think he doesn't beat himself up at all. It's never his fault. He's like
Right.
this brat who's like who thinks he's too good for AlphaTauri. He's kind of over it, and I just get the sense that he doesn't do a lot of like soul searching. And it's like, oh, this car sucks. I'm trying to outperform a shitty car, and that's why this crash happened.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm guessing. That's his vibe. That's his attitude. It's like, because the AlphaTauri car does suck this year, or it's not
Right.
as strong as it was last year.
Right.
They've taken a step back, but like, that doesn't explain why he's doing worse than his teammate more often than not. Well, recently Yuki's been out qualifying him, and he's been getting into a lot of crashes.
Right.
So it's like he doesn't check his mirrors. It's like he's an emotional driver, maybe, and he doesn't. I'm worried about him. And I think some of the reasons, and I think we're starting to see some of the reasons why Red Bull didn't like him, because he's emotional, he doesn't take accountability, X, Y, Z. And that's why it's great to have a guy like Perez, who's just like measured and experienced and doesn't have too big an ego and doesn't have too much to prove.
Right.
So not to give you a red flag of the day, but that was the guy I wanted to talk about. Like,
sure.
He's kind of adrift right now.
Yeah.
I think, has there been a driver other than Daniel Ricciardo? Has there been a driver whose stock has fallen as much as his recently?
I mean, like Vettel and Ricardo probably.
No, I mean Vettel. Ever since he left Ferrari, his stock has just been going down.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying this year, I think the two biggest
Oh,
losers
right.
have been
Totally.
Actually, the three biggest losers in my book have been
Sainz.
obviously Daniel Ricciardo number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sainz, but I mean Charles Leclerc is we know is a very good driver, and Sainz is kind of like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's look, but I think the people if Sainz washed out of Ferrari, I think he'd get a seat somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Also, he has a long-term deal. He's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually worried about the career of Daniel Ricciardo. I think his career is in jeopardy.
Yep.
And I think Gasly's career is in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I think. And Mick Schumacher. Those are the three who are oh man, they're getting this year is the heat is turned up on them a lot.
Yeah. And we'll see. It's
I'm
Nick
worried
had a
for
little
the
bit of momentum and showed a little bit of some sparks. But if he goes back to his form before that, then
he spun today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he didn't get out of Q1, and he might have, and he cut the corner, but who gives a fuck? He didn't get out of Q1.
No, he fucking missed track limits. No.
Yeah. Okay, Daddy of the Day. I think you got yours.
I got one.
Yeah,
I got mine. Daddy of the Day is unequivocally Lewis Hamilton. When he lay down in that cool down room, there's been a lot of talk. A lot of people have been speaking about things they don't understand. Back pain. They're like, oh, is he just milking it for the camera? When he got on that ground, I was like, this guy has a bad back. That is a bad back move. That is me and my father after a long walk. We get on the ground. We pick our legs up. That is better than when you have a bad back. Laying on a cold hard floor is better than a blowjob. Okay, it is better than sex. You find the hardest, coldest, firmest thing you could possibly find, and you fucking lay down. And he put his knees up. Mm-hmm. Now that's because you want to because when your legs are straight, there's actually a bit of pulling.
Yep.
So he put his knees up. The best move, which he didn't have, is to actually lift your legs up. Like you're putting your legs over a person's shoulders, like you're getting railed.
Right.
That's the best. Like modified missionary. That's the best.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. That's the best move in the world. Where you actually lay on the ground, you face the couch, you put your feet up on the couch, and you make sort of like an L.
Right.
And like you're getting pounded.
Right.
But you're making that pussy tight to keep pounding. So,
and then, if
anyway,
George Russell was a real ally, and not a Karen, he would have done that.
He would have given him his shoulders up.
That's right.
I would have gotten on all fours and already become an ottoman for Lewis. That is my daddy of the day. And my mom recently hurt her back, and they sent a picture of me because my dad used to lay on the floor after a long day, and now my mom does it too. And they're just both laying on the floor together. Old fucking Jews with herniated fucking discs. I felt so seen, and it's so funny. Lewis has always been this unapproachable person to me. I'm like, who is this guy? But when he laid on that floor, I'm like, oh my God, I felt a kinship with him.
Right.
That's where my similarities with Lewis begin and end, is with that bad back. He's like fucking Larry Bird in his fucking girdle after he hurt himself paving his driveway. Where'd Larry Bird go? Did he sit on the bench? No. He fucking went on the fucking hardwood floor and he laid down. That is a bad back move.
Yeah, during the game,
Lewis
he would lay
has
down
a
during
bad
games.
back. Because I've looked at those stools that they sit in, those little spinny stools.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They sit in the cool rooms. Those stools that spin, that have the low back, horrible for your back. A raised stool that moves, no stability, no support, that is hell on a bad back. I also want to give a red flag, an honorary red flag, to the people who shut off the fucking audio in the cool down room. Either show them talking in the cool down room or show us something else.
I know.
No. What is this?
What is this?
Pick.
We want to be able to hear what they're saying.
Give us the access. What is this cock tease of like we could see them just sitting there probably saying something interesting to be like,
Yeah.
hey, did you hear Charles Leclerc's engine actually blew up? Oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like, because there was a bit of speculation because he said he couldn't go on throttle. And we thought, oh, maybe it was a throttle problem again. But I think what it actually meant was he was trying to reverse
out. Yeah.
But
and throttle wasn't working. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to see George fucking Karen Russell fucking see the error of his ways and then still find a way to gaslight, be like, no, he turned into me there.
Right.
Fucking bitch.
My daddy of the day, I think, is going to go to Carlos Sainz overtaking Perez as they're telling him to pit, because it was giving like the kids are like, Dad, we want to.
Don't talk to me while I'm driving.
Yeah. Don't talk to me while I'm driving, but more so, don't talk to me while I'm railing your mother. I'm railing your mother. I'm doing work in here. You're like, Dad, we want to go get ice cream. I'm trying to fuck you. I'm trying to keep this marriage alive, you piece of shit. I'm trying to keep the spark alive. Also, I gotta give a little, Yeah. I gotta give a shout out to our good mutual friend John Garrett, who pointed out that during the interviews, I don't know, we didn't really hear this because we were not really listening because we were on the live stream with Blake. But during the interviews, they were like interviewing Max, and I guess like someone from like the control room had their mic on because they were like talking to the interviewer or whatever, and they go, "Oh my God, stop asking questions! Enough with the questions! Stop talking!"
Yeah,
and that like played over the thing. So got to give a shout out to F1 TV and Sky Sports for that little fuck up. Nice to know that the pinnacle of motorsport and the pinnacle of fucking broadcast, everyone's still fucking up.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I think we know best radio of the day, obviously Charles Leclerc. Our fucking soundboard is broken, and so I can't play it again. I hope that the sound keeps fucking, at least for the beginning of this fucking pod. If it's not, I'm going to have a word with riversidefucking.com, which is where we record this shit, and you're on fucking notice if this fucking doesn't work. I will talk so much shit about this program if this thing doesn't work. Anyway, kill, fuck, marry this podium.
Well, the kill is obvious.
Between,
Lewis,
George Russell,
and Max.
is sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, George Russell, we're killing you. He's sleeping with the fishes. Now we've talked about this. If I marry Max, I get to take him away from the PKs, which is good. But then I have Jos Verstappen as a father-in-law.
Right.
Do I want that in my life?
Right.
Do I want Jos Verstappen as my dad?
Right. Very different lifestyles, I will say.
What?
Very different lifestyles, what you're going to get with Lewis and Max. Max is going to be, it's going to be like a lot of time with the PKs. It's not just going to be like, it's like, I think he lives a kind of small life. Like, it's going to be like, this is where we go, this is what we do. Lewis, opposite. Lewis, it's going to be a big life. We're going to be going to, it's like he's going to be gone. You're going to be going to galleries. You're going to be going to fashion shows. You're going to be this is a whole exciting life for yourself. But
but I'm just going to be Lewis's. I'm going to be Lewis's plus one wherever I go too.
Right. And on some level, is Lewis afraid of the intimacy of a relationship? He's however many years old. He hasn't had too many long things. Is Lewis capable, or like what's it really like behind those closed doors? I don't know. Whereas I feel like Max has had these long sustained relationships. I feel like he's more of a relationship guy.
He is a relationship guy.
Yeah.
But the family that he's chosen to be in a relationship in is interesting.
Right. And let's also not forget that we are Jews, and I don't really know how Max feels about that. Whereas Lewis, I think, would welcome us with open arms. So, we have to take that into consideration as well. I don't know if the PKs are going to be thrilled about Max's Jewish husbands.
The PKs are not going to be in. We're going to supplant the PKs.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. The Yosses.
Max's new father-in-law will be Glenn Muller in this scenario.
He'll love. I mean,
Which,
I'm like.
By the way, would be worth.
Glenn will finally have a son that he can be proud of.
Love Max Verstappen. I don't know. Max doesn't look like he'd have a smooth golf stroke.
Right. No, we'd have to teach him. But then my dad would.
But he can't
be
drive.
Rock hard for that. My dad would be rock hard for teaching Max how to play golf. He'd be like, "I'm better than you at this, and you can help me." So get that apex there.
All right. So let's marry Max to give Glenn the son that he always dreamed of having.
That's right. Who kind of looks, we kind of look alike.
And then
so
we'll fuck Lewis. We'll fuck
that's
Lewis.
Right. Yeah, we won't subject Lewis to a lifetime with us. Okay. Do we have any shout outs?
No, we have a new fuck Ferrari segment.
That's right. If you haven't gotten enough Ferrari hate, then this is
so Ferrari makes a scooter apparently with a suitcase. You can look this up. Type in Ferrari scooter with suitcase. It's dumbest. Other than the way they run their racing team, it's the dumbest thing they've ever come up with.
You can buy it on Amazon for $199
for two. Yes, so they put a suitcase on the fucking handle, long part of the of the
scooter
of the Razor. So, this is the review. Do not buy this product. The luggage is cheap plastic that broke within 1 minute of getting to the airport. The case completely cracked. Please do not buy this product. I wish I could return it as it was rather expensive. So now we are left with a scooter that I attempted to use and fell and broke my elbow because the steering is very wobbly. I usually do not write reviews unless I'm super satisfied with the product. However, I felt I need to post this so other families can avoid the mess. Holy shit! Wow. This is like the Ferrari engine explosion. They're a hazard. They are a physical hazard to anyone that tries to drive any of their products.
Yep.
Holy fuck!
Yep. Okay. Shout outs. Listen, people, we're on YouTube. We're posting these entire vids on YouTube. So if you want to see our fucking punums and you want to see what we're actually speaking like during these things, then go check out our fucking YouTube vid. It's at the Red Flags F1 podcast on there. Check out our fucking Sochies. People, are you watching Bridge and Tunnel on Epix? Episode 3 came out yesterday because this comes out tomorrow. Episode 3 is coming out. I sing fucking I Will Survive in that episode. I'm a fucking classically trained actor. I'm on this television show. Please watch it. We're trying to get a season 3. Watch Bridge and Tunnel on Epix and tag the fucking account and the thing when you do. Also, check out our we're making South Park. We're making South Park vids on Instagram and TikTok now. And where we're doing with South Park for May is our fucking new shit, and it's gonna take off. This is gonna be
please subscribe.
The podcast is gonna be a side project to South Park for May. Okay, you motherfucking Vankas. Warlock predictions. We got Hungary next week. Who you got?
Oh, shout out to Todd who Venmo'd us.
Okay.
Kind of tired of these Warlock predictions, honestly.
Let's just give a regular. Give regular predictions then. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Ferrari has a shot. I'm gonna say Ferrari.
Okay.
I say they lick their wounds. I think Leclerc wins.
I think that they are broken, and if they are going to start winning races again, I think it's maybe after the summer break. But I think for Hungaroring, I think that it's going to be Max taking it. I think it's going to be Max and Perez, maybe 1-2, and I feel like Charles is going to have bad luck again. I feel like it's going to be Max and Perez, and then I'm going to say a George Russell P3. That's going to be my podium for Hungary. I'm sorry. That's just what I think. That's just what I think is going to happen. Okay, you motherfucking Vankas. until next time, goodbye, Venkas.
Goodbye, Vankers.